What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Pit Stop. I'm your host, Connor Layeski, and we are back for another episode. And I'm so excited to be back, guys. I know it's been a while. I have not been able to do any shows or podcasts with anybody on here for a while. The last one was with Jesse, and I've just been really busy lately at working at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's just been kind of hectic with trying to make time to make these videos. But I just thought today was a good day. I could finally sit down, do a podcast episode, and just kind of talk about what's been going on lately in the NASCAR world. There's been so much stuff happening the past couple months, and I just was going to catch up on it with you guys, go over some stuff that's been going on. Of course, we'll go over the recent win of this weekend at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the last, uh, you know, Atlanta track that they're going to race there. I mean, I know they're coming back and they're repaving the whole thing and they're changing the whole dynamics of the track. So this was the last time they were racing on that track. It's old. The pavement needs to be repaved. Everything needs to get done there. I think it's time. So this was the last time they've raced there. So it was kind of cool. It's funny they couldn't even get the full length of the way without having to pave a pothole. That's how rough the track's looking right now. But that's okay because it's coming back stronger than ever next year. We're super excited to see that. There has been some drivers though that have spoke out about maybe not too excited about what NASCAR is trying to do. We'll get into that. And there was also some breaking news. It wasn't published or anything, but there was rumors going on that Hendrick might have been caught doing something that was fishy, and it could be a reason why they didn't do so well at Atlanta compared to how they were doing. Kyle Larson didn't even finish in the top 20. It was very interesting, especially at a mile and a half track where he's been killing it. So, we'll talk about that a little bit. Of course, the big news of Chip Ganassi selling to Trackhouse. That was enormous news. And it's pretty crazy because, as soon as this happens, Kurt Busch goes out and Chip Ganassi gives Kurt Busch one of the best cars he's ever driven in his life and went out to Atlanta and dominated. It was pretty awesome to see. I don't think I've seen Kurt Busch race like that in a while. He had the best car, which sometimes he wins races where, he sneaks one or wins one that maybe he shouldn't have won, but he was in the right place at the right time. But this is different. I really think he had the best car at Atlanta this past weekend, and he got it done. He got it done. I mean, yes, Ross Chastain, took away Kyle Busch's line when Kurt's younger brother was trying to race him for the potential win. So Ross was in a good place to help his teammate. But all in all, Kurt Busch pulled away when he got in front of him, and I just think Kurt had the best car, and we haven't seen Kurt have that kind of car in a while since it's been a long time. So it's pretty cool to see. And he's really trying to make an. I mean, we don't know what he's doing after the end of the year. Obviously, with Chip Ganassi, you know, selling to Trackhouse, we don't know what Kurt's doing. If he's going to retire, he's going to hang it up, or maybe he still has a little bit left in the tank that he wants to continue to do. We've seen Dale Earnhardt Jr. mention on NBC that he believes that Kurt's not done. We see his perseverance to race like that at Atlanta, and he obviously loves to race still and has a lot of competitive nature still left in him. And he just punched his ticket to the 2021 NASCAR playoffs, y'all. So that is another winner we have this year. We've had, I believe, 12 different winners this year. So it's going to be pretty crazy, guys, going into this playoff season. We have 5 races to go. We don't have much longer. Got New Hampshire this weekend, the Glen, an Indy road course, Michigan, and Daytona. So it's going to be here before we know it. I'm super excited because I'm actually going to be at the Daytona race in August, which was the last race before getting to the playoffs. So this is going to be crazy. I'm so excited. I've got tickets. I'm going to be there. I'm going to do my best. I can get content maybe on the channel and, maybe do some interviews with some fans, and get some content for you guys because it's going to be a big event. Crossing fingers, there's no rain, weather, or anything. It all runs smoothly. This is a big deal. I've never been to Daytona personally. Like I've been to Daytona, but I've never been to the track and seen a race there. So I'm really excited, and it's obviously going to be very dramatic, I'm sure. the last race to get in the postseason. We still have seen struggles, from drivers like, Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin. They still have yet to win a race. The past few months, they're coming in top tens. Harvick with some top fives, but they're still not there. And I think as we get closer to the 2021 playoffs in the end of August, is it time to panic? I don't know if it's time to panic or not, but I sure would feel the pressure as it gets closer because, yes, Denny Hamlin and Kevin Harvick would be in the playoffs right now because of their points. But 13th and 14th isn't really it's not comfortable. You want to win a race, carry the momentum into the playoffs. That's the goal. You want to, like Kurt Busch did, he got a win because Kurt Busch was on the cut line. He was probably going to make it either way. But because he got that win, it punches his ticket. He's in the playoffs now automatically, and he can carry that momentum and carry what they were doing to that car into the playoffs. So we need to see that out of somebody like Kevin Harvick. We need to see that something out like Denny Hamlin. Stewart Haas Racing has been really bad this year, so I kind of have an excuse for Kevin Harvick. He puts very bad cars in a top 10, in a top 5 still. That's how good Kevin Harvick is. Because Stewart Haas, it's just not their year. Eric's not having a good year. Cole Custer's not having a good year. Chase Briscoe, I know it's his first year, but the expectations should be a little bit higher for that team, and it's just not their year. This is just one of those slopey years for them, but Kevin Harvick is showing us that he can still at least get in victory lane this year, and we hope to see him win one of the 5 races. Of course, we got New Hampshire this weekend. He's pretty good at New Hampshire. Maybe he can put together something. I thought maybe he could do it at Atlanta, but he had some car issues and stuff and penalties, but we will see what happens. It'll be interesting to see if he can do anything, pull something off at New Hampshire, hold the lobster up once again. It'd be awesome to see. Denny Hamlin, of course, is very good at New Hampshire as well. We shall see. Now I want to talk about what's going on with with Hendrick. Actually, just today, Kyle Larson did sign an extension, so he will be with Hendrick for more years to come. That was big news today. It came out, I think, early this afternoon. So I wanted to mention that Kyle Larson will be in the 5 car and continuing his career in Hendrick Motorsports, which isn't really a shocker as he's been dominating and showing his skill set. But I did want to mention something that I heard rumors. It's not, out in the press and the media right now, but NASCAR did seem to have really maybe found something fishy. I don't think it was they didn't find him, they didn't penalize him, they didn't do anything. They just found something on their aerodynamics of the front of the car after Larson's last win. I think it was in the Pocono race, I'm pretty sure. And they seem to switch packages a little bit. I don't know. They tried to switch the car a little bit after Pocono. And, of course, Chase Elliott got the win at the road course, but, of course, he's really good at road courses anyways. But then you immediately saw when we went to Atlanta, the expectations were Kyle Larson should be top 5. William Byron top 5. I mean, we expected these guys to be top 5 easily. It's a 1.5-mile track, especially with Kyle Larson. He's been killing the 1.5-mile tracks. But we didn't see that. We did not see that. We actually saw one of the worst performances for Kyle Larson at a 1.5-mile track this year, and we didn't really see, top 5. And there was no Hendrick car in the top 5, and it was very interesting to see. And a lot of people think that's because what NASCAR maybe caught. Maybe they finally caught him doing something. I don't know. I mean, it's not official. It was just rumors, but that's something to think about because it's just weird how do you dominate like that and then just immediately not even top 20? That's a dramatic change. Yes, they could just be trying something different because Larson's already locked in the playoffs. Some of these Hendrick guys are already good to go. Maybe they're just trying something different because they don't have to race hard at some of these tracks now because they're already in the playoffs. Let's just save the time and energy and focus on something they can build up for the postseason. That very well could be a case, but a lot of people are saying that this was an aerodynamic issue that they got caught with. I'm not sure, but I will definitely be keeping a close eye on it. I know you guys that are Hendrick fans out there will be looking at as well. I think this is not really in the news either. It's kind of rumorish, but I wanted to bring it up because, yeah, we didn't see them do well at Atlanta. I know Chase Elliott, he finished 7th, but but most of the time you see all 4 of them top 10, if not top 5. So that was pretty interesting to see. I guess we'll see what happens at New Hampshire. Uh, Definitely Kyle Larson still is the best driver this year, even though he did not finish good well last week. He's still 4 wins, most top 10s this year. I think a lot of people are expecting a couple Hendrick cars in their final 4. So, I mean, that's my expectation, but we shall see. You never know what can happen. Whoever gets hot, you never know. Someone gets hot and then they just take off. So it just really depends on what goes down. But yeah, let's look at the rankings here, the 2021 NASCAR playoff rankings as of today. They're obviously going to probably change this week, but let's go ahead and check them out. Of course, I don't remember the last time I looked at this. I think it was I don't know if I looked at it with Jesse or not. I don't know. But yeah, so as you can see, Kyle Larson still 826 points. I mean, he's killing it right now still, even though he didn't have the best finish last week. Still has 4 wins, 3 pole positions, 11 top 5s, and 14 top 10s. That's pretty dang good. I think a lot of people he's the favorite as of right now, but we should see. Truex Jr. still hanging on at second. He's pretty solid with 671 points, 3 wins, 7 top 5s, and 11 top 10s. It's very good. And I think this is what's surprising is Joe Gibbs is actually doing pretty good this season. You have 3 Joe Gibbs cars already have won races. Like you said, Martin Truex Jr. And here's Kyle Busch at 4th, and then Christopher Bell, he even has a win this year. But Denny Hamlin still does not, and I think it's a little bit. You can make an excuse for Kevin Harvick, like I said, because Stewart Haas Racing is having a horrible year. But Joe Gibbs is actually doing pretty well this year. So I don't know what's going on with Denny Hamlin. This is kind of a shocker to me, at least, because I definitely would have thought he would have won one by now, especially when his teammates are winning. Maybe he's focusing too much on his own team with 2311. I'm not entirely sure. We've seen him in music videos now of the Post Malone new song. He's doing music videos now. It's pretty hilarious. I don't really know what's going on with him. I kind of hope he gets in victory lane because his talent is unmatched. Everybody knows he can go out and win 10 races in a single season. So I don't know what's going on with him. He has a lot of points and a lot of top 5s as well as top 10s, but he just can't find a way to get to victory lane. You see the difference between him and Harvick. Harvick only has 6 top 5s. They both have the same top 10s and 14, but there's a big difference between Denny and Harvick here, and 836 points. He'd be leading the points if he won a race. So it just shows to show he's close, but I don't know what's going on. He can't find the victory lane. So that's interesting to say the least. And yeah, so now Kurt Busch is 10th with the win. He's automatically in. Looks like Michael McDowell is in last place for the or 12th place, which would be last of the people that have won, drivers who have won a race, with 436 points. But yeah, so this is going to be interesting, guys. Austin Dillon, Tyler Reddick, Chris Buescher, DeBenedetto, Chastain, Bubba Wallace, even Stenhouse and Suarez, I would even consider, because these next 5 races, it's on. Bubba's been doing well. He's been coming in top 5, top 10s lately. Matt D almost had a win at the Road America. He was close. I think he just used up all his stuff, and Chase Elliott got the win there. But this is going to be interesting, guys. We have 2 more road courses. We all know Matt D, Ross Chastain, they're pretty good there. We could see Chase Briscoe even somehow sneak in and get that one of those road course wins, especially him being from Indy. That Indy road course will be interesting to see. Um, but this is going to be awesome, guys, seeing these last 5 races plan out. I think Denny and Kevin are a lock in the playoffs. I mean, something dramatically would have to happen for them not to get in, even if they don't win a race. So I'm looking right here: Austin Dillon, Tyler Reddick, those 2, and then you got these 4 down here. We shall see what happens with those guys, and then Daytona is going to be a wild card. Anybody can win the race. So we really shall see. Unless you have some of those guys at the bottom win races the last 5, that could be the only reason that Harvick and Denny don't get in. We'd have to see drivers under that cut line just start winning, like the Indy Road Course, the Daytona race. I mean, you got to have multiple guys come up from the bottom and steal a win. So we shall see, guys. It's a lot of stuff going on. This is excitement. This is very exciting stuff. Of course, we got the news. The Chip Ganassi Trackhouse is on the rise. You're going to have a great team with Trackhouse next year. It's been an honor to watch Chip Ganassi race all the years they have. It's pretty cool to see them go out and win a race after they sold. And then, we got the situation with Hendrick. Keep an eye on that. We'll see what happens there. And I think it's been a pretty good season overall. There's a lot of things been going on with NASCAR that, drivers are unhappy about. There's a lot of suspicious stuff. Some people have came out and said something about Speedway Motorsports and NASCAR and stuff. We'll see what happens there. I think it's hard to make everybody happy. We're switching to this next generation car. The season's been kind of weird. Chevy's been dominating, but I think it's been a pretty good season overall when you look at the things. And when we go to the postseason is when we're really going to find out, okay, we saw what happened in the regular season. Who's gonna show up differently in the postseason? So I'm really excited to see it, guys. I will stay up to date week to week. When we get to the postseason, I will come out with videos every single week when we start the postseason. I will be on top of it. I will, stay up to date on my Instagram page at the Pit Stop channel. Make sure you go follow and then hit the link in the bio to subscribe to the channel and see the most recent video. So that's what you guys should always be looking at, and I will keep you guys updated for sure in Daytona. I will be there unless there's rain. I will be there for the fans. I'm so excited. I'm going to try to talk to some fans, get some good interviews, get some content for you guys. It's going to be a freaking party. I'm so excited. Stay tuned, though, and like I said, we will try to keep you guys up to date on some of the stuff going on, and of course, if anything big, major happens, go to my Instagram channel and check everything out. But that's all today for the podcast video today, guys. This episode was great to catch up with you guys and talk about some things that have been really happening in the NASCAR world. But like I said, we will be back, guys. Stay up to date. Adios.